The one core mindset is not about luck, sudden windfalls, or overnight success. It is a disciplined approach to thinking long term and creating lasting financial security. While most people tend to focus solely on their income, constantly worrying about how to earn more in the immediate terms, those with the one core mindset understand that true wealth is built through systems, strategies, and consistent habits rather than temporary spikes in earnings. They recognize that financial success is not a sprint, but a marathon, one that requires patience, self-discipline, and a commitment to thinking beyond the present moment. Instead of asking, "How can I make more money this month?" they shift their perspective to, "How can my money work for me over the next 10, 20, or even 30 years?" This subtle but powerful shift in thinking, from focusing on short-term income to focusing on long-term compounding, forms the foundation of real financial freedom. People with this mindset do not chase the latest trends, schemes, or get rich quick strategies. They understand that wealth is rarely about dramatic wins and more about small, calculated steps taken consistently over time. They invest not just in stocks, real estate, or other financial instruments, but also in systems that multiply their efforts, including automation, smart allocation of resources, and diversifying income streams so that their money continues to generate returns even when they are not actively working. They treat money as a tool for generating more money, understanding that the earlier and more consistently they allow compounding to work in their favor, the greater their financial growth will be in the long run. This mindset also emphasizes the importance of living below one's means without depriving oneself of necessary experiences, creating a balance between enjoying life today and preparing for a secure future. It involves resisting the temptation of instant gratification, unnecessary spending, and lifestyle inflation, 6, which are common traps that keep many people working paycheck to paycheck. Instead, individuals with the one core mindset focus on building systems and habits that ensure steady progress, such as automated savings, disciplined investment plans, and continuous learning about finance and wealth building opportunities. They understand that wealth is not just a number in a bank account, but a state of freedom. Freedom from debt, freedom from stress about bills, and the freedom to make choices based on long-term goals rather than immediate pressures. Furthermore, this mindset is rooted in self-awareness and foresight. It requires analyzing one's financial behaviors, understanding personal spending patterns, and consistently making decisions that align with the vision of financial independence. It is also a mindset that embraces patience because the journey to significant wealth is rarely linear. There are fluctuations, risks, and occasional setbacks, but those who think long-term recognize that temporary obstacles are merely part of the process and that the key to wealth lies in staying committed despite challenges. They also recognize the power of knowledge and strategy, investing time and effort in understanding markets, businesses, and economic trends so that each financial decision is informed and calculated rather than impulsive or reactive. The one core mindset, therefore, is not about chasing numbers, but about building a sustainable structure that allows money to grow naturally and exponentially over time. It values compounding not just as a mathematical concept, but as a guiding principle for everyday financial choices, from saving and investing to spending and reinvesting. Ultimately, this mindset cultivates a sense of empowerment, knowing that consistent, disciplined actions today, no matter how small, will accumulate into substantial wealth tomorrow. It transforms the way individuals view money from a resource to be immediately consumed into a powerful engine for long-term growth, security, and freedom. By thinking in terms of decades rather than months, focusing on systems rather than income alone, and prioritizing compounding over instant results. The One Crore mindset lays the foundation for true financial independence, allowing individuals not just to earn money, but to create a life of choice, stability, and lasting prosperity that extends far beyond the fleeting highs of short-term success. Smart investing is built on the principle that time in the market beats timing the market, a concept that many people overlook when they are lured by the idea of instant wealth or trying to predict short-term fluctuations in stock prices. The goal of truly effective investing is not to chase hot stocks, jump on every trend, or attempt to get rich overnight, because these strategies are often driven by emotion and luck rather than disciplined planning and sound strategy. Instead, smart investors focus on consistency, patience, and the long-term growth potential of their assets, understanding that true wealth is accumulated steadily over years rather than through sudden windfalls. By committing to invest regularly in assets that are likely to grow over time, such as mutual funds, index funds, businesses, and real estate, they allow the power of compounding to work in their favor, multiplying their wealth silently but relentlessly. Unlike impulsive trading or speculative bets, these types of investments reward consistency, strategic thinking, and long-term planning, creating a foundation of financial security that is resilient to short-term market volatility. Even small monthly contributions, when maintained over a period of years or decades, can snowball into substantial wealth, illustrating that the magnitude of growth is not necessarily dependent on the size of the initial investment, but on the disciplined habit of staying invested and allowing compounding to take effect. The One Crore mindset, in particular, understands that compounding is slow at the beginning, almost imperceptible, but it gains unstoppable momentum over time, eventually accelerating growth in ways that can transform modest savings into life-changing sums. Investors who embrace this mindset do not panic during market downturns or make rash decisions based on fear or hype. Instead, they maintain a steady course, reinvesting returns, and trusting in the natural upward trajectory of markets and assets over the long term. They also recognize the value of diversification, spreading investments across different asset classes, industries, and geographies to reduce risk while ensuring consistent growth, rather than putting all their eggs in one basket in the hope of striking it rich quickly. This disciplined approach to investing extends beyond financial assets to include time, knowledge, and strategic effort, with investors constantly learning about market dynamics, economic trends, and emerging opportunities, ensuring that every decision is informed and aligned with long-term goals. The One Crore mindset also embraces the psychological aspect of investing, acknowledging that the real challenge is not the market itself, but maintaining the patience and discipline necessary to see the compounding process unfold over decades. By resisting the temptation to react impulsively to short-term volatility, avoid hype-driven purchases, and ignore get-rich-quick schemes, individuals position themselves to benefit from the steady, exponential growth that comes from time-tested investment strategies. Moreover, this mindset prioritizes the creation of systems and habits that automate and simplify investing, such as automatic monthly transfers into mutual funds or retirement accounts, which remove the emotional component from financial decisions and make wealth building consistent and almost effortless. Over time, the accumulation of these disciplined, incremental actions compounds in ways that far exceed the results of sporadic, high-risk gambles, reinforcing the lesson that the market rewards patience, not impulsivity. Investors with this long-term perspective also understand the broader principle that wealth is not just about the numbers in an account, but about freedom, security, and the ability to make choices in life without being constrained by financial pressures. They see investing as a tool to build a foundation that enables not only financial comfort, but also the flexibility to pursue personal passions, take calculated risks in business or education, and provide for loved ones, all while maintaining a sense of control over their financial future. Ultimately, smart investing, grounded in the principle that time in the market beats timing the market, combined with the 1 crore mindset of patience, consistency, and a deep understanding of compounding, forms a powerful framework for achieving long-term financial independence. By focusing on regular, disciplined contributions, choosing assets with proven growth potential, diversifying wisely, and allowing compounding to operate over time, investors can transform even modest, consistent efforts into substantial wealth, proving that financial success is less about luck and more about strategic thinking, long-term planning, and the relentless accumulation of small, consistent steps over time. The journey may require patience, resilience, and unwavering focus, but for those who embrace it, the rewards are both significant and life-changing. Financial freedom is not about accumulating luxury items or showcasing a flashy lifestyle. It is fundamentally about gaining control over your life and your choices rather than being enslaved by financial obligations or the expectations of others. True wealth is measured not by the car you drive, the house you live in, or the designer labels you wear, but by the freedom and flexibility your financial resources allow you to have, the ability to make decisions without being pressured by immediate monetary needs, and the capacity to design a life according to your own values and priorities. When your investments, savings, and passive income streams begin to cover your essential expenses, you achieve a level of autonomy that most people never experience, a state in which money works for you rather than you constantly working for money. This freedom manifests in multiple ways: the freedom to walk away from toxic jobs or unfulfilling careers, the freedom to spend meaningful time with family and loved ones without constantly worrying about bills, the freedom to pursue passions, hobbies, and personal projects, and the freedom to take calculated risks in life, whether it's starting a business, relocating to a new city, or investing in opportunities you believe in, all without the constant fear of financial ruin. Smart investors understand that achieving this kind of freedom requires patience, discipline, and the deliberate choice to delay gratification today in order to enjoy a life of choice and comfort tomorrow. They recognize that every dollar saved and every investment made now is a step toward buying time and flexibility in the future, and they are willing to make small sacrifices today, resisting the urge for instant gratification, limiting unnecessary spending, and prioritizing long-term goals over short-term pleasures in order to secure lasting independence. This mindset shifts the focus from the superficial trappings of wealth to the deeper, more meaningful benefits of having control over one's life, emphasizing that the real payoff of money is not in its immediate consumption, but in the opportunities and freedom it creates. Financial freedom is therefore less about conspicuous consumption and more about strategic planning, disciplined investing, and creating systems that allow money to grow steadily over time, generating reliable returns that gradually reduce reliance on active income. It is about building a foundation where life decisions are guided by choice rather than constraint, where opportunities are pursued not because they are immediately lucrative, but because they align with personal goals and values, and where the security provided by consistent investments allows for experimentation, learning, and personal growth without undue stress. Those who achieve financial freedom cultivate habits such as automating savings, investing regularly in diversified assets, understanding the principles of compounding, and continuously educating themselves about finance, economics, and personal wealth strategies, all of which contribute to a self-reinforcing cycle of independence and security. In essence, financial freedom is the ability to live life on your own terms, unshackled from the pressure of to paycheck living, high interest debt, or the need to constantly chase external validation through material possessions. It allows individuals to prioritize relationships, personal fulfillment, and meaningful experiences over transient luxury, showing that the most profound rewards of wealth are often intangible, including peace of mind, autonomy, and the confidence to make bold choices. This approach requires a mindset shift from valuing consumption to valuing control, from short-term satisfaction to long-term security, and from comparing oneself to others to measuring success by personal standards and freedom. Ultimately, financial freedom comes not from the accumulation of luxury items or the pursuit of social status, but from the deliberate, disciplined choices that enable one to live life on one's own terms, creating a self-sustaining system in which money serves as a tool for independence rather than a source of stress or limitation. It is this understanding, the recognition that wealth is not about excess but about the power to choose, that defines true financial intelligence and provides the ultimate payoff for those willing to delay immediate gratification, invest wisely, and commit to long-term planning and self-discipline, ensuring a life where decisions are guided by freedom rather than necessity, and where wealth is measured not in possessions, but in the abundance of options and the quality of life one can enjoy. The journey to 1 crore is not defined by hype, flashy tips, or the latest get-rich-quick schemes. It is built on consistent, disciplined habits that most people overlook or underestimate, habits that may seem boring or mundane, but are the true differentiators between fleeting wealth and lasting financial freedom. At the heart of this journey lies the practice of tracking every expense meticulously, understanding where money is going, and identifying areas where waste or unnecessary spending can be eliminated. This foundational habit ensures that every rupee is accounted for and that resources are directed toward productive avenues, such as investments and savings, rather than being carelessly consumed on short-term pleasures that leave no lasting value. Alongside careful budgeting, avoiding bad debt is a crucial pillar of the 1 crore mindset because high interest liabilities, impulsive borrowing, and unnecessary loans can erode wealth faster than any market downturn, trapping individuals in cycles of financial stress and limiting their ability to invest in assets that grow over time. Investors who embrace the 1 crore mindset understand the importance of reinvesting returns rather than spending them immediately, allowing compounding to work its magic over years or decades. They know that each dividend, interest payment, or profit earned is not just income but a seed that, if properly reinvested, multiplies and accelerates wealth creation, forming a self-reinforcing cycle that leads to exponential growth. Equally important is the cultivation of emotional discipline because the markets are inherently volatile, and those who react impulsively to short-term fluctuations often end up making costly mistakes, selling at a loss in fear or buying at a peak in greed. The 1 crore mindset is patient and informed, built on the principle that knowledge, calm decision making, and long-term vision outweigh fleeting impulses and market speculation. It is this resilience, staying focused on the broader goal despite temporary setbacks, economic downturns, or market noise, that allows investors to steadily progress toward their financial targets. Anyone can earn money through a job, business, or freelancing, but earning alone does not create true wealth. Only those who combine their income with disciplined investing, strategic planning, and a long-term perspective can transform earnings into lasting financial freedom. This mindset also involves continuous learning and self-improvement, understanding that financial intelligence is an ongoing process and that decisions should be guided by evidence, research, and careful analysis rather than rumors, trends, or social pressure. Investors on the path to 1 crore embrace habits such as automating savings, systematically allocating funds to diversified investment vehicles, monitoring progress, and adjusting strategies when necessary, but always without succumbing to emotional reactions or impulsive choices. They recognize that wealth accumulation is less about sudden windfalls and more about steady, incremental gains that compound over time, and they are willing to accept delayed gratification today for the reward of independence, security, and choice tomorrow. Beyond the technical aspects of money management, the 1 crore mindset also prioritizes a philosophical shift, redefining wealth not as ostentatious consumption but as freedom, autonomy, and the ability to make life decisions without being constrained by financial limitations. By adopting these habits consistently, tracking expenses, avoiding bad debt, reinvesting returns, staying emotionally calm, and maintaining patience and discipline, investors create a framework that allows money to grow quietly but powerfully over time. This disciplined approach contrasts sharply with the behavior of most people who are often distracted by the lure of quick gains, flashy lifestyles, or social comparison, and it is precisely this consistency and resilience that separate wealthy investors from everyone else. Ultimately, the journey to 1 crore is a testament to the power of habits over hype, patience over impulsivity, and strategy over luck. It demonstrates that lasting financial success is not about earning more in the short term, but about cultivating behaviors, mindsets, and systems that ensure income is transformed into meaningful, sustainable wealth. Those who adopt this mindset understand that money is a tool to achieve freedom and choice, not merely a symbol of status, and that real financial security comes from making disciplined, informed decisions over the long haul. The 1 crore mindset embodies patience, intelligence, and emotional resilience, proving that anyone can earn money, but only those who invest wisely, stick to sound habits, and maintain a steady, long-term perspective can truly turn earnings into enduring financial freedom and create a life of autonomy, security, and opportunity that lasts far beyond any temporary success or fleeting trend.